my name is Eve Theoret. I'm 21 years old and I'm the president of the Horseball Quebec and Horseball Canada Association. So in January, I left for a European tour, which meant that I was going to go from club to club all around Europe and then come back. This was going to help me with my overall horseball knowledge as a player, as a referee, as a coach, but mostly as a president. So what I could bring back home that we don't have, that Europe has. Unfortunately, it was cut short due to the virus. I'm currently back home. It's been a week approximately. I was supposed to be a month longer in Europe. I'm currently quarantining at home for 2 weeks, so please do it for yourself as well. It's super important so we can get back to playing horseball as soon as possible. And yeah, so today I'm going to talk to you about my European tour. Go around Europe to visit clubs has been on my bucket list for a while. It just felt like the moment never came. There was never like that moment where I felt like I could leave, and it was always like I felt like responsibility was holding me back here in Canada. And then around mid-November, I decided that I was going to create that moment. So I just quit my jobs and I found people to take care of my horses while I was going to be away, and I started to plan my trip. Canada is very far from Europe, obviously, but because of social media and because Canada has had so many good opportunities to go and train or play internationally, we actually know about a lot of people back in Europe. So I just decided to simply send a message to different people or club I've heard about and ask them if I could go and spend a couple weeks there. And I was super happy because everybody was actually really helpful and they were really happy to have me for a couple days or a couple weeks in their club. So I left Canada on January 10th, and what I was supposed to do in the beginning was first of all Spain, and then Italy, Kyrgyzstan, France, Belgium, and then England. That was my original plan. So unfortunately, my trip was cut short due to the virus. I had to come home, but I did visit 4 out of the 6 countries I had planned to visit. So I went to Spain in the Club Banyoles, and then Italy at Circolo di Novi. Then Kyrgyzstan, it works a little differently, but I did get to meet pretty much all the players. And then when I got to France, I visited briefly Chambly, La Galopade, and Nancy, pretty much just to watch some practices and meet some people. And I passed most of my time in France at Saint-Étienne-du-Vieux-Moulin-Loarceau. So the bases are the same everywhere, obviously, because we're all playing horseball, but it was really fun to see what each club focuses on and what are their strategies, attack-wise, defense-wise, how they train their horses, how they treat their horses, what their planning looks like, etc., etc. Depending on the clubs, I would learn something new, or they would make me practice something different. So whether it was pickups, shots in the nets, passes, circling in the ball, defense, attack, lineouts, etc. Each coach taught me or gave me a trick that another one didn't. So every time I went somewhere, it really added on to my training. So that was obviously amazing. And every club has its winning recipe. And what I want to do now is just take each ingredient I liked best in all those recipes and then build my own for back home. So for me, it was the passing technique and the vision of the game. Obviously, I still have a lot to learn, but for me, these are the 2 things I want to bring back home, and I think these are the 2 things that make a player a lot better. Why? Because when you're agile with the ball, there's so many more options for you to shoot in the net or to make a pass, so to build attacks. And when you have a vision of the game and when you know where the ball's going to be next, but also in like 2, 3, 4 passes later, then you can build an attack that is so much stronger and you can get around your defense, or you can see the attack coming, you can arrange your defense regarding that. So for me, these are really the 2 things that are the most important. So another thing that I've learned, I'm gonna try and explain that as well as I can, but so basically there's things, I was surprised to see that there's things that we learn at home that I learned in Europe as well and that you guys do a lot. But I just feel like I've understood better why we do these things. So I don't just do it anymore because that's what I was told to do. I do it because I know what it's gonna bring behind it, and that obviously makes you better at decision making. So I hope I explained that right, but now I understand why I do stuff. That's what I'm trying to say in a short line. So what I would like to bring back to Canada is, like I said, the pass technique and the vision of the play. I think this is what we're missing most, because the rest is honestly pretty strong, I will say. I would also like our coaches and our refs to be better. I have to say that in the last year we've worked so hard and that our refs really got better, but I know that we can get better again, whether it's on the refereeing side or the coaching side. I think it's important that you guys realize that horseball really is a big family. And I know that it's hard when you're in the middle of the action and when there's people that are, your rivals, and you play against them and you might not be friends with them. But to have seen it from an outside eye and to have had the chance to live in the heart of so many different clubs in so many different countries, it really is a big family. And I know that I forget it sometimes as well, and I know that everybody does, but you really can't forget that. I've had the chance to meet a bunch of people, and everybody would teach me all that they knew. Nobody held back. Everybody pushed me to become better. Everybody was informing themselves about how the sport went back home, and they gave me tricks or tips to bring back home to help Canada grow. In every country that I visited, I met strangers who became family, and that is by far the best thing I bring home, and the most precious as well. Thank you for making this trip unbelievable, because it brought me so much more than horseball, and I've gained so much as a person going on this trip. So on this note, I cannot wait to see you guys again or to meet you very soon. I will definitely go back and finish that European tour. Hopefully I get to add more countries too to my original plan, and who knows, maybe we'll make it a world tour. So stay safe. I'm going back to my quarantine. Please follow the recommendations so we can play horseball as soon as possible, and I will see you very soon.